Now, let's head back to Georgia, where it's day one of the Speeding Trooper Homicide Trial for A.J. Scott. The small-town mayor is standing trial for a second time on charges that he killed 2 teenagers and injured 2 others in a car accident while he was a state trooper. Right now, we are listening to testimony from another officer who responded to the crash at the scene. Let's get you back into the courtroom.
Good afternoon.
Can you please introduce yourself to the jurors?
I'm Corporal Joseph Alexander with the Obliterated Police Department, formerly with the Bremen Police Department.
When did you work for Bremen?
Hold on just a second. Juror cannot hear, so pull the microphone a little bit. And you can bend it also.
I was with Bremen from 2006 to 2017.
And then you went to Temple?
Correct.
Okay. You've been there since 2017?
Correct.
And I apologize, your current rank is?
Corporal.
And back in 2015, what were you at Bremen?
I was sorry.
And what were your duties at that time?
I was a shift supervisor, patrol the city, answer calls, traffic.
And so you were responsible for the other officers on your shift?
Correct.
And that would mean, who were the other officers?
Officer Josh Lambert and Officer Philip Wagner.
And so how is it that you came to the scene of this collision?
At that particular evening, I was in the center of town. I heard the call go out. It was a vehicle collision at that intersection. I proceeded to that direction. My 2 other officers that were on duty were already there prior to my arrival. But that's how I heard that. Basically heard it over the radio.
Okay. And so to be clear, though, this is outside the city limits?
Correct. Just outside the city limits.
All right. But in Carroll County?
Correct.
So how long did it take you to get there?
Maybe 3 minutes.
Then were Wagner and Lambert already there?
Correct.
When you get to the scene, what do you see?
A lot of confusion. Just a lot of things happening. I can see one of my officers, Wagner, standing over a young female, Kylie Lindsay, at the intersection of 27 and Holly Springs Road. And he's trying to keep her calm, trying to keep her from moving.
Just to be clear, where exactly is she?
She's right there. There's a stop sign at Holly Springs Road before you get onto Highway 27. And she was right there at that intersection, right there at that stop sign.
She's in the road.
She's in the road, correct. I then proceeded to, I believe I proceeded to A.J. Scott, asked him how he was doing, basically, was he hurt, asked him what happened. He basically told me what happened. He said he went right when he should have went left. He was in shock. I asked him if he has his agency en route. He said, he has people from his agency en route to the location. Then I proceeded to the car. I'm sorry. It still bothers me 10 years later. There was a young girl in the back seat. At the time, we didn't know who she was. She was unresponsive. I tried talking to her. Then, at that particular moment, there was nothing I could do. So they had already picked up Kylie and put her in the ambulance. And I went to the back of the ambulance to ask her who her friend was. And she told me her Her name was Chinchilla was her name. So we did a big search around the area, and we ended up finding her purse outside the vehicle. And we found out her name was Isabella Chinchilla. That was pretty much it.
Did you have contact with a young man?
I think briefly. I think I told him to sit down because he was wandering. I think he was in shock. There was two gentlemen walking around the car. I think I told him to sit down. Asked him. I can't really remember him. It's been so long ago.
Were you wearing a body cam then?
Correct, I was.
Was it recording as all of this happened?
Yes.
Remember this time you tendered 10? Demonstrates 10.
No objection. I'm sorry.
State 10 is admitted.
And initially published. We would also like to state for the record, as we previously discussed with defense counsel, that some of the video has been redacted to use more.
Right, the attorney is about to play body cam video from this officer, but of course, Court TV will not show graphic crime scene videos. So when we return, here's what we'll do. We're going to skip ahead to more of the officer's testimony, emotional recalling exactly what he saw and found when he arrived. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Ashley Wilcott. Thank you for being with us today. A jury in Carroll County, Georgia is hearing key testimony in the Speeding Trooper Homicide Trial. The defendant, A.J. Scott, is now a mayor, but he faces 2 counts of second-degree homicide by vehicle in connection to the deaths of 2 teenagers. Prosecutors believe that he crashed his speeding patrol car into another vehicle while he was a state trooper back in 2015. Let's go back in the courtroom now. We're going to pick it up with more testimony from one of the responding officers.
Sorry, but do you remember, now that you see the cam again, the gentleman that pulled up in the truck? Do you remember anything about him?
He pulled up, asked if we needed any help, asked him if he was a nurse. He said yes, and I said yes, I need help.
We just happened to be driving.
Just happened to be driving by.
Okay. And do you remember talking to some young man who pulled up on the scene later?
Yes.
Can you tell me about that?
2 young men pulled into the gasoline station. They were inquiring if it was their friends. I advised them they needed to leave the area because we were trying to secure the area. We didn't want, that's not something for the family to see. We didn't want family to show up. So we asked them to leave, and then they left.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Corporal Alexander. Going to ask a few questions. Back in 2015, how long have you been in law enforcement?
9 years? 9, 10 years.
And so you've been 19 years now, I guess?
Yes.
And on the night in question, you mentioned that you were up in town in Bremen. You got a call out with radio. You remember how you got notified?
I don't remember the exact how I got called. I think I was just scanning the radio and I heard that call go out and I responded. I believe that's how it went.
Yeah. And it's not uncommon for Bremen police officers, or you can tell the police officers now, to respond outside the city limits if something happens.
Correct.
Yeah, and it's not very far outside the city limits of Bremen, is it?
No,
Quarter mile or less?
quarter mile less.
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you, where did you go to the academy?
No Central?
Went over in Offset.
Correct.
All right. And while you were there, I'm going to ask you, did you ever take any field sobriety training DUI training?
Yes.
Okay. And back in 2015, you've been 9 years with the police department in Bremen. Did you have any prior law enforcement prior to that?
No.
Okay. In the 9 years in Bremen, had you ever had a chance to investigate DUI cases?
Correct.
And so you were familiar with field sobriety, blood alcohol requests, and body consent, all of those things, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, is one of the things that officers oftentimes look for in cases involving alcohol-related events or drivers is the smell of alcohol. Is that fair?
That's fair.
And oftentimes it's noted that alcoholic beverage emanating from their person. Is that fair?
Yes.
All right. Now, at the time, did you actually smell any alcohol in and around the Nissan Sentra that we see here?
I did.
And what did you smell?
I smelled the alcohol beverage coming from inside the vehicle.
Okay. Did you actually then with your own eyes see any evidence of that possibility?
I did.
What'd you say?
I saw Bud Line, 6-pack of bottles that were crushed on Isabella Chinchilla's right side between the seat post and her shoulder.
And when you say crushed?
They were broken. They were bottles.
And they were crushed, and that was in the back of the car.
Correct.
Your body camera, do you remember what kind it was back then when you saw it? Was it a swipe tie kind of action? Was it a swipe tie? Do you turn it on and carry off, or does it come on?
We turn it on and off ourselves.
Okay. And so those body cams you would have had to turn on. We see the video as you got out of the car, you put it on. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And obviously this wasn't within the city limits of Bremen, so you are not technically working the accident, correct?
Correct.
And do you recall towards the end of your video, you see EMS arrives? You remember talking with him? We hear the word CTOL, which is generally the EMS term. Do you remember discussing it?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I do remember going to the back of the ambulance.
Sure. Which ambulance?
It was an Ambicare ambulance, I believe.
Who was it transporting?
They were transporting Kylie, Lindsay. They were attending to her. I asked her a few questions, and she was responsive to answer the questions back to me. And I left the ambulance.
Okay. Do you recall what you asked?
I asked her who her friend was in the back seat.
And did she give you her name?
Yes, she gave me her last name of Chinchilla.
And then you testified earlier, I don't want to put words on it, that you found a wallet or purse or something.
I found her purse.
Okay, put the two and two together with the name and the address.
Yes.
Okay. And we see you're pretty close to Dylan Wall at one point in the video. Did you ever get face to face with him that you remember? And I know it's been 6 years.
I don't remember.
When we hear conversations or statements being made, and I don't know if you made them or not, you're telling them to sit down. Was that you or you and somebody else, or do you remember?
It was me and another officer, Officer Lambert.
Okay. And then how long do you think you were there that night on the scene, if you can answer?
It's hard to judge time because everything's happening so quick. I could say maybe 15, 20 minutes.
Sure. At the time, the city of Bremen, what shift were you on? C shift, D shift back then? Do you remember what you were on?
It's just night shift.
Okay. How many officers were in the city of Bremen on that shift back then?
3.
So all 3 of you guys were here.
Correct.
So at some point soon after this, you would have had to return to duty, right?
Correct.
And have to get back in the city and go back to patrol.
Yes.
Okay. And I want to ask, at that time, 9 years and down a lot longer than that, I think, have you ever worked accidents where alcohol has been present inside of the vehicle?
Yes.
And as a result of that, have you ever issued citations for driving under the influence or less safe?
Yes.
And in this case, again, this wasn't your jurisdiction. Correct. That's all I have. Thanks, sir.
You redirect? Presence of alcohol in the vehicle was not a DUI vehicle.
That's correct.
Thank you.
There is one more thing. And again, it wasn't your jurisdiction, so I'm not asking. But you gave information on the video about the victim being age 20. How did you get that number?
She looked a lot older than what she was. It was a shock to find what her actual age was.
So it was a guess about how that
It
was.
was estimated age at the time.
Do you know if anybody in that car was over the age of 21?
I don't believe so.
That's all I have.
Anything further?
Now, we know that kids say there was no drinking involved, but we hear that testimony, alcoholic beverage odor coming from the vehicle.